Alejandro Garnacho's Chelsea teammate delivers telling message after first training session. After Alejandro Garnacho's move to Chelsea was completed on transfer deadline day, the Argentine was sent a firm message by one of his new teammates. Alejandro Garnacho's new Chelsea teammate Wesley Fofana has dropped a hint about what to expect in West London. Garnacho, 21, joined the Blues from Manchester United on transfer deadline day in a deal worth £40 million. The South American has been getting up to speed with Enzo Maresca's side in his first training sessions with the club. In a video uploaded to social media, Garnacho could be seen being worked hard in his first training session. This may not be too surprising, as the winger spent the entire pre-season training on his own at the Red Devils after being sent out to United's so-called bomb squad of players who were banished from the first team. There was no sympathy for Garnacho in West London, as could be seen in Fofana's cutting response to him. During his first training session, Garnacho could be seen struggling for breath as he was put through his paces. The start of the clip shows him sitting down on the floor with his feet stretched out as a Chelsea coach says, "Take a stretch, have a breather, take your time." The next clip showed the United Academy graduate before he went on to shake his head, saying, "I can't move my legs now, man." That sprint in the last one. Watching his new teammate struggle for breath, Fofana, who has had more than his fair share of injury problems at Stamford Bridge, said, "Welcome to Chelsea Football Club, eh?" The Frenchman's short but serious message highlighted to Garnacho he will need to work extremely hard every day in training if he is going to thrive in West London. He faces serious competition for places with the Blues, as he will be up against £52 million summer signing Jamie Gittins, the dynamic Pedro Neto, and Brazilian superstar Estevão Willian, with Cole Palmer also primarily starring as a number 10 and centre forwards Liam Delap and João Pedro impressing while on the pitch with each other. Garnacho may also find himself in competition with the latter. He will have the international break to get up to speed in the capital, as Argentina chose not to call him up for their clashes against Venezuela and Ecuador. He arrives at a bustling Stamford Bridge, which has seen the Blues start the Premier League campaign in positive fashion. A nervous 0-0 draw was followed by a 5-1 away demolition of West Ham, before the Blues edged their way past local rivals Fulham at Stamford Bridge. The forward could make his debut when Chelsea travelled to Brentford in their first match after the international break. Garnacho was also included in Chelsea's squad for the Champions League, which could see him face off against Bayern Munich in their first Champions League match league clash since the 2022-23 campaign. He will then be champing at the bit for the Blues' next Premier League clash, which will be a first return to Old Trafford and a reunion with United boss Ruben Amorim. Raheem Sterling fronts new three-man Chelsea bomb squad as £325,000 a week. Star-set stance, Chelsea couldn't find a buyer for Raheem Sterling before the summer transfer window closed on Monday, leaving the ex-Liverpool and Manchester City star to continue his exile. Raheem Sterling is fronting a new three-man bomb squad at Chelsea, who continue to pay him £325,000 per week amid his exile. Sterling, 30, has been cast aside by Blues boss Enzo Maresca, who made it clear that he wasn't part of his plans at Stamford Bridge more than a year ago. The experienced forward was rescued from the cold by Arsenal, who signed him on loan for the duration of last season. After a disappointing spell, Arsenal didn't elect to sign Sterling permanently, forcing him to go back across London, where he isn't wanted. His situation didn't change over the summer, being omitted from Maresca's squad for the Club World Cup and not featuring in their pre-season friendlies. Instead, Sterling has been training away from Chelsea's first team in what's become known as their bomb squad. Most of the Blues' unwanted stars managed to secure moves away before the summer transfer window closed on Monday. But Sterling, centre-back Axel Disasi and striker David Dartro Fofana are still on the books. Stripped of luxury, the bomb squad have their own changing room, are made to use a separate toilet and can't eat with first-team players. But Sterling and his teammates are being paid handsomely to put up with the isolation. With 2 years left on his £325,000 a week contract, as per BBC Sport, the 82-time England international is due a further £30 million in wages from the Blues. German side Bayer Leverkusen and Italian giants Juventus were both contacted by Stamford Bridge chiefs this summer, as were London clubs such as Fulham, Crystal Palace and West Ham. But nothing materialised. The 30-year-old moved his family down to London when he joined Chelsea from Manchester City for £47.5 million in 2022, and he's reluctant to uproot them for the second time in 3 years. His son, Thiago, is currently in Arsenal's academy, hoping to follow in his dad's footsteps. Sterling's arrival was supposed to be a statement of intent from the club's new ownership, but he's instead become a symbol of their scattergun approach to recruitment. Michael Owen recently spoke about Sterling's situation and empathised with him. He's on big wages, and he didn't quite grasp his chance at Arsenal. He's clearly surplus to requirements at Chelsea, Owen posted on X. Sadly, the only way for him now is probably down to a Crystal Palace, West Ham, that type of club. But only if he's happy to take a big wage cut, which only he can answer. The big question will be the wages. Some might say, well, you're rich enough already. But would you throw away £200,000 a week to move to a lesser club, even if it means playing more? Chelsea star vomits on pitch after clashing with Arsenal ace on international duty. Chelsea and Brazil star João Pedro was seen throwing up on the Maracana pitch while playing for his country against Chile in a World Cup qualifier in Rio de Janeiro. Chelsea striker João Pedro was left in a bad way after a collision with Brazil teammate Gabriel Martinelli. The former Brighton star, who joined the Blues for £60 million over the summer, was seen vomiting on the pitch during his country's World Cup qualifier against Chile. The incident occurred in the 18th minute of the match, as the Brazilian pair both looked to attack a ball into the Chilean box. As João Pedro sat on the turf receiving attention, he turned to throw up onto the turf at the Maracana. The 23-year-old, who was winning just his 4th senior cap, recovered to play 71 minutes before making way for Caio Jorge. Brazil eventually ran out 3-0 winners thanks to goals from Estevão, Lucas Paqueta and Bruno Guimaraes. Brazil sits second in South American qualifying and have already booked their place at next summer's World Cup. Their final qualifier comes against a Bolivia side who still have a chance of making the Interconfederation playoffs. 7 Premier League players started from Brazil, with 2 more coming off the bench, but there was no place for Santos star Neymar. It was a technical decision based on many factors, manager Carlo Ancelotti said. Nobody can question Neymar's technical ability. What we assess every day, and for every match, is physical fitness. That applies not just to him, but to everyone, Ancelotti added. The former Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain star returned to Santos in January after a spell in Saudi Arabia. The 33-year-old has scored 6 goals during his second spell with the club, but hasn't played for his country since 2023. Getty Images Manchester United midfielder Casemiro, also 33, started a 3rd straight Brazil game after spending all of 2024 in the international wilderness. However,